Now, we've been talking about the significance, or otherwise, of senior unionist politicians not attending the funeral of Kevin McDaid. Sinn Féin's Alex Maskey is with me. Alex Maskey, Martin McGuinness has made quite an issue of this. Speaking to Stephen Nolan this morning, singled out Gregory Campbell for criticism. But is he simply electioneering?
No, far from it. I mean, I have been working with Martin, obviously, for a long number of years. I know his forum very, very well. Martin is very, very serious about trying to use the office of Deputy First Minister, along with the First Minister, to give political leadership. We have seen examples in recent weeks and months where that leadership has been absolutely pivotal to sustaining some stability in the society. It was proved to have been just completely invaluable in the aftermath of the killing of the two soldiers and the police officer just not that long ago, where we showed that absolute leadership between Martin McGuinness and Peter Robinson. That actually, the other party leaders, that showed a very clear message to people who want to wreck the peace process that they're not welcome to do that. So Martin McGuinness has clearly set his focus on making sure that we do provide political leadership, and I think he was absolutely right to give voice to the concerns of a lot of people in our community, that there are some politicians here who are not only not tackling the problem, but in fact many of us would see them as part of the problem.
Would Gregory Campbell or any of the other unionist politicians for that matter have been welcome at the funeral?
Well, I mean, we have seen examples recently where, for example, Jerry Adams myself went to the funeral of David Irvine. I myself, John O'Dowd, went to the funeral of a police officer. In fact, a number of police officers, including those officers who were killed in the car crash. Some of those scenes people were saying would never have been envisaged not that long ago. So there have been very important and very positive developments in the society in recent times, and that's all has been very, very welcome. It's also very necessary because we can all put out statements of condemnation, and we've had 30, 40 years of condemnation which never achieved one single thing. So we can all say all the fine words, but it's actually in our actions which will demonstrate whether we're truthful and mean what we say or not. And I do think that certainly a lot of people have spoken to me in recent days and have remarked, quite sadly actually, reflected sadly that and asked the question, have many of these people moved on that they can't even show up at a funeral?
But Danny Kennedy did make the point, and he was almost appalled at the context in which Martin McGuinness was speaking, and said, you know, we can't have professional mourners either, and that this shouldn't become a political football.
Well, people shouldn't shirk responsibilities because at the end of the day, politicians are there to lead. Politicians are there to stand shoulder to shoulder sometimes with your political opponent, but being a political opponent does not mean to say that you're an enemy. And I think that people can dance all around this. You have to show your support and you have to show your commitment. And I do think that what the family needed the other day, certainly what I think at this point in time, I believe the wider Catholic community needed to see was some solidarity from other political persuasions. I saw clergy people at the funeral, I saw other people from the broader community who were there, and they said they were there to give support to family. But even on other occasions, whether it's in rallies or other public demonstrations, people need to be seen to be standing shoulder to shoulder, whatever their political perspective is, not only with support, giving sympathy to a family, but to tell the wreckers that we are going to isolate them, that we're not going to allow them to dictate the agenda, which will be an agenda for change, for positive change and a more inclusive shared society.
OK, Alex Maskey, we'll leave it there. Thank you for joining us.